It's the Prez first pitch. It's Wednesday. Super excited about today's show. We are slowly but surely getting the studio up and running. Today we're doing everything except we're not using the new mic. That'll be in place tomorrow. And we will have, over the next couple of weeks, some really cool graphics for you all. Really just waiting for the kids to get back from camp because this old man can't do the graphics. Anyway, big show today. We're calling it The Legend and the Kid. Dave Cokin joining us, as well as Hakeem Profit. And we'll go to them right now. Hakeem, brother, how you been?
I'm doing well. It's great to be back on here with you talking sports again.
You bet, man. Your WNBA is unbelievable. Tell us what's going on with that and why are you seeing it so well? Is it just that when you're young, you have a better feel for women?
Well, I watched maybe, but I watched all the games, and just lately, everybody's making a playoff push and just trying to make their footing for the playoffs. So it's kind of easier to see right now.
Dave Cokin, love doing these shows with you. You know, my favorite part of these shows really is you just shaking your head at my stupidity. Welcome, brother.
What's Rivendell?
You know, I'm glad you asked. I wear these shirts all the time. Probably 2 out of 3 shows I'm wearing a Rivendell shirt. My friend Andrew Rifkin, you guys might want to Google him. He actually started the online gambling industry. He started a company called CryptoLogic, and that was the software that ran the entire gambling industry, God, 15, 20 years ago. He's my best friend in the world, and he has a polo team, and he calls it Rivendell. And every year he makes a line of clothing for his friends. I pick him up every year, so it works out really, really well.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that. I knew this before I even asked. So all this wardrobe stuff is comped, which completely figures in your case.
I'd like to call it sponsored, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Guys, please excuse any technical issues today, any screen issues, any audio issues. We're working on it. We're getting it all lined up. Be patient. Guys, let's take a quick break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to take apart all 6 night games, and there'll be no extra innings at all. Guys, head over to thegoldsheet.com. Take a look at what we are offering over there. The Gold Sheet is the oldest sports betting publication in the world. It's an absolute must-have for everybody who is either handicapping their own games or even buying plays from any site they would like. Some of the packages start at only $9 a week. You get a full subscription. Just to let you all know, as a special promotion, anything you spend at the Gold Sheet, we will match in wager bucks. Just make your purchase at the Gold Sheet. Email Missy, Missy. That's Missy at WagerTalk.com. Let her know about your Gold Sheet purchase, and she will match every cent you paid in wager bucks, which can be used over at WagerTalk.com. Okay, we're back. Boys, let's get straight to it, shall we? Chicago Cubs playing the Philadelphia Phillies tonight. Philadelphia, no line move at all, Dave Cokin. Philadelphia came around a minus 115 with an over and under of 8.5 on the board. Philly won yesterday, 4-2, playing good ball, needs to keep their foot on the pedal. They're tank gassed up. Where are we going with this one, my friend?
This is a fun game because it's the first time back in Philly for Cole Hamels since he stopped pitching for the Phillies. That's actually been a few years, but there's never been an instance where he was pitching on the mound at Philadelphia. So be interesting to see how he handles that, because we've seen pitchers sometimes go back into the location where they were for so many years and really do well. And we've also seen times where it just becomes too much of an emotional jolt, if you will. I still remember clearly, I mean, Pedro Martinez, one of the best pitchers ever, and his first appearance back in Fenway Park, he got crushed. I mean, he could clearly not focus at all. The crowd was going wild. They love him. And it'll be interesting to see how Hamels handles that tonight. He's up against the ace of the Phillies and Aaron Nola. And the Cubs continue to be a mystery team because they're two different teams. At Wrigley, they're terrific. On the road, they suck. I can't see backing the Cubs here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and we spoke about this yesterday, Dave. You know, we all really liked the Cubs yesterday, and I said the only thing that's really keeping me away from them is the fact that they just can't win at on the road. Hakeem Profits, what do you like in this game?
Yeah, stats I look at, I mean, ERA, very simple stuff. ERA, OPS, versus right-handed pitching, weighted runs created plus, they all point towards the Cubs. But as you guys say, they just can't win on the road. The record 23-36 away, and as a road dog is 9-23. So it's not a situation that I'd like to back the Cubs. And Nola, he's a lot better at home than he is on the road. At home, 5-1 record, 3.07 ERA. I mean, I'd have to back the Phillies in this one. Maybe they can get a streak going.
Yeah, and they're only 2 games back, so they're right in the thick of things. Guys, I don't know if you guys are noticing this, but Dave and Hakeem's picture in the screen is moving around a little bit. I could stop the show and restart it, but I think they'd kill me. So just bear with it today while we work out how to lock it in place. Next game on the board, my friend, the LA Dodgers versus Miami. Dave, the Dodgers are a massive favorite with, a small line move, minus 280. It's now 290, a couple of 295s on the board. The over and under is 8. The Dodgers are just such a tough out right now. They won their last 3 games. They've won 8 of their last 9 in Miami. Well, they're exactly the way they always are. They've lost 8 of 10. And last night they got utterly annihilated 15-1. Dave, I'm going to pass on this game. What do you like?
That was the longest intro for a crappy game I've ever heard. By the way, I'm glad you explained about the pictures moving around because the viewers might have been concerned there was another earthquake taking place in L.A., or that I was having an old guy thing with tremors. But it's neither one of those are the case. So that's all I have to say in this game, which is nothing. The Dodgers should win. They always win when Kershaw's on the mound, and I don't see why they won't tonight.
Best analysis ever, don't you think, Hakeem?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. What do you like, my friend?
The lines are pretty juiced in this game. It's hard to even make a play. It's Dodgers or nothing. But, if you're a guy who likes team totals, I could see maybe Dodgers team total over.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't disagree with you there, Hakeem, and I think that actually lends to what I was going to talk about, and that is, I'm going to pass on this game, but for me, if there is a play to be made, similar to the New York Yankees on the road, just take the run line and hope. New York Mets versus the Atlanta Braves. Oh my! This Mets team, this is juicy stuff. The Mets are 2 games back. Yesterday I told you it's time to fade the Mets, and they did lose 5-3. I'm going to stick with that, Dave. I think we're going to see the Mets have a little bit of a lull, and I do think there is one more run in them. I just don't think it's right now. Keuchel on the mound, it's minus 147 with a total of 10. I like Atlanta in this spot. I am not going to bet it. It's just too big a number for me. It's probably about 20 cents too high. What do you like?
This is a big injury for the Mets. McNeil got hurt last night. It turns out it's not going to be real bad. He'll probably be on the IL for the 10 days and should be ready to go after that. If you saw the injury, you thought, oh boy, that's it for him this season because it looked like he'd done a lot of hammy damage, but I guess he's still gonna be out for a couple weeks, and that is a big void in the Mets lineup because he's been the catalyst all year long. Tremendous batting average, gets on base a ton, puts the ball in play all the time. They're gonna miss McNeil, and I think it's something that could have an impact on the team immediately. I would look at the Braves here. Not crazy about Dallas Keuchel at this price range though, so. That price is enough to keep me out of the game.
So basically exactly what I said. Hakeem Profits.
Yeah, pretty much.
What do you like, brother?
I don't have too much different on this game. I mean, I don't like the price, but baseball is probably the streakiest sport of them all. And you want to ride the streaks while
Yeah.
they're there, and then when they're gone, they're gone. So Mets had their streak. I think maybe it could be over. And the Braves, they've won two in a row. I would look to keep it going with the Braves here if I'm making any kind of
Uh,
play.
Interesting to note, by the way, that the Braves have now gone back to basically what was their bullpen prior to the pickups. Although Melanson picked up the save last night, Shane Green is now out of the mix, and as far as setup or closing, and sometimes you don't always get the desired results when you add, and I think that's been the case for Atlanta.
You're watching First Pitch, Dave Cokin and Hakeem Profits, both from WagerTalk.com. Guys, really quickly, Buster Sports has a 5% CFL play up for this weekend. This is probably the strongest play we have for this entire weekend across all sports, simply because Buster is so good in Canadian football. He went 3-0 last week in Canadian football. And he's lifetime 11-3 in Canadian football 5-star releases. So guys, make sure to head over to WagerTalk.com and check that play out. Seattle and Detroit, Dave. You know, a game we really glossed over yesterday. Seattle with a win, 11-6. You know, Drew was talking about how he really likes Kikuchi and Matt Boyd. I mean, the guy can strike everybody in the league out, but just not pitching well at all. Tonight we've got Gonzalez versus Jackson. Seattle is minus 145 to 155. I think that's largely reflective of how bad Jackson is. The over and under is 10. I'm going straight back to the over in this game. What do you like?
Rick, I mean, Marco Gonzalez is the better pitcher, but Edwin Jackson's first start for the Tigers was encouraging. So maybe he can do something against the Seattle lineup. I know Seattle won last night. They were a big dog. And so it maybe made some sense to take the Mariners at that price. But now they're a big favorite. And as bad as the Tigers are, I have no interest in laying this kind of a price with Seattle on the road.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Hakeem Profits, talk to us.
It's funny that you say Drew likes Kikuchi. I like Kikuchi too because every time he pitches, it goes over. But on this game, I mean, the Mariners have beaten Detroit 5 times in a row. They're 5-0 versus Detroit this season. They just beat them last night. The last time Gonzalez pitched versus them, he went 7 innings. He allowed 1 run. I mean, it would be Mariners or nothing as far as the side. And on your total, look, 2 bad bullpens. You always have a chance for over in a Mariners game. So I couldn't take you away from that one.
He's Hakeem Profits, killing it in WNBA, folks. Head over to Wager Talk and check it out. And of course, Dave Cokin getting ready for college football. A couple of games left on tap. Before we get to them, let's jump to a commercial break. Guys, head over to thegoldsheet.com. Take a look at what we are offering over there. The Gold Sheet is the oldest sports betting publication in the world. It's an absolute must-have for everybody who is either handicapping their own games or even buying plays from any site they would like. Some of the packages start at only $9 a week. You get a full subscription. Just to let you all know, as a special promotion, anything you spend at the Gold Sheet, we will match in wager bucks. Just make your purchase at the Gold Sheet. Email Missy, Missy. That's Missy at WagerTalk.com. Let her know about your Gold Sheet purchase, and she will match every cent you paid in wager bucks, which can be used over at WagerTalk.com. Okay, boys, we're back. We're going to talk Pittsburgh Pirates versus the Los Angeles Angels. I mean, both teams are done for the season, but they do have to play it out, and maybe we can find some value. The Angels are minus 121 to 132, slight line move in their favor. And the over and under in this game is 10. You know, I mean, 10-7 last night for Pittsburgh. 10-2 the night before for Pittsburgh. I'm going to just take the over and not overthink this. Dave?
Chris Archer's off 2 good starts and has a good history in Anaheim. But this line is, sometimes I see a line and it just looks like an outlier to me. And I think this one kind of qualifies. Why are the Angels the favorite in the game? Dylan Peters, certainly, if you're comparing the pitchers, I know Archer has been spotty for Pittsburgh, but you would definitely at least give an edge to Archer over Dylan Peters. And the Pirates have put up double-figure runs the last 2 nights. And yet, here's the Angels, the favorite in the game. So that, to me, is one of those indicators that I like to pay attention to. The other thing here is the Angels are a home favorite trying to avoid a 3-game sweep, which is a pretty good angle. It's a winning angle. I think the Angels might be the right side in this.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good point about trying to avoid the sweep. I mean, ultimately, teams like Pittsburgh, the Angels, Detroit, Seattle, Toronto, etc. That's all they've got this season. Just avoid being swept. Hakeem Profits, anything you see in this game?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you both. And one thing that stands out to me, Angels weighted runs created plus versus right-handed pitching, they're first. And Archer is a fade. He's even more so a fade away from home. He's 0-4, 6.66 ERA. It would have to be the Angels for me. Like I said, all of the stats line up for Angels. And as far as the total, Pittsburgh is also a great first 5 over team. They're probably the number 1, if not top 3. But they're 71, 45, and 3, 61.2% first 5 overs. And the Angels are also 62, 52, and 7, 54%. So first 5 over, full game over, Angels, those would be my looks here.
The legend and the kid. Hakeem, we love having you on here. Dave, let's get to this final game, my friend. The St. Louis Cardinals, 1.5 games up on Milwaukee in the wild card spot. They're playing Kansas City, who they're right in the thick of things. Kansas City. I mean, they are really dueling with Baltimore and Detroit for the worst team in all of baseball. But I think they're going to hold off. They're 6 games up on Detroit for the worst team in baseball. It should be an exciting race. So with that said, they're a home dog, Kansas City. They got money coming in on them, Dave. St. Louis opened at -145. They're down to -123. The over and under is 9.5. I don't understand this line move. I mean, obviously, Kansas City's good. Go ahead, Dave.
I'll explain it to you.
Teach me.
Number one, this is a rivalry. These are the playoff games for the Royals against the Cardinals. This is a team they want to beat because they're obviously both in the state of Missouri, and so they're going to get fired up for this. Dakota Hudson is pitching lousy baseball for the Cardinals. And the Royals have a lot of problems, but one of them is not really their offense. They've got some guys who can hit in this lineup. Merrifield's a good ball player. Mondesi's hurt, but he's a good ball player. Dozier's had a good season. Soler has been just blowing up lately for the Royals. So with a pitcher that's coming in not in good form, they've got a chance to put some runs up here. And for what it's worth, the Royals have their best pitcher on the mound tonight, Brad Keller. You know, we talked about this before. Keller was the 6th overall pick a few years ago. So this is a guy who people thought had a pretty high ceiling. He's taken some time to develop, but if you look at his numbers this year, he's been a respectable pitcher for the Royals. I don't think he's a number 1 starter, but he's not bad. So I can see, if it sounds like I'm making a case for the Royals, I don't intend it that way. I'm just trying to explain why I think the line movement is where it is in this game. I'm not playing it. The Cardinals have every reason to play this game and win it. The Royals, well, not so much. But I understand why the money's showing up on Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm still taking St. Louis. Hakeem?
Yeah, this one has me in between. I mean, I understand. I mean, Dakota Hudson is not great. But, I mean, like I said before, baseball is a streaky sport. Cardinals, they've won 4 in a row. It's not something that I would want to fade right now. And I do think the Royals have a chance to put up runs against Hudson, though. Weighted runs created plus versus right-handed pitching, they're 7th. And Dave already spoke about Hudson's form lately. So the only thing I say about the total, Cardinals have went under 11 of their last 13. So that gives me a little bit of hesitation. I don't really have a strong feel on this game.
Me
So
neither.
I'll pass.
Guys, thanks so much for taking these games apart. Hakeem, we really loved having you. Listeners, please bear with us. Couple of days, we'll have this technology mastered. Oh my God. My mother, Dave, is about your age. That's a great start. She just got a Mercedes. I think you have one as well. I think she got a CL355 or something.
Nice.
She calls me up.
I just got a new one myself.
Yeah, she calls me up and she's like, "There's all these buttons." She had to actually go to Mercedes for an hour-long tutorial on how to use the car. It used to be you put your foot on the gas and you like just turn. Now there's like, she's like, "What do I do? My phone hooks up. There's text messages that just appear on the screen." She's actually having a conniption fit over the amount of technology in her car.
Yeah, I know this. I had to have some things explained to me when I picked up the new vehicle because there's been some changes since the last one. But I did figure them out, just like I figured this stuff out. So, clearly I'm a genius. So even at my age, I'm able to catch on with
You
this
are,
shit.
and it's
with
funny,
this stuff.
Dave. Hakeem was telling me a story. It went like this. So my grandfather, he's around Dave's age.
Well, it's probably true.
Okay, boys. Great show, everyone. Bear with us on the technology. We'll get it right. Thanks so much for watching First Pitch. Make sure to comment on the YouTube channel, and we'll get to everything. I read them all, and I comment. I respond to almost all of them. Guys, you're the best. Tomorrow, Tony Finn and Dave Cokin. And then I am out of town. So Friday, Drew Martin will be hosting.
What? Another vacation?
This is not a vacation. This is actually a ball fest. Hakeem won't understand this because he's a little one. But I'm dropping my child off in New York forever.
Oh, school.
Yeah.
I
don't want to do this.
I didn't know. You said ball fest, and I thought BALL.
No.
And it's like, I don't think I want to see that. I don't think I want to see this either.
Okay, boys, we'll speak to you later. Prez,